Knave of Sands is a story about finding unexpected friends in the most unexpected of places, who might also be the most unexpected people you meet. No matter your background or where you grew up, you might have more in common with someone who seems completely different than you think. If you're willing to listen with an open heart and an open mind and trust your gut over all the outside voices, you might find a reflection of yourself in a new true friend. That's what this book meant to me. This book also completely and totally reminds me of a Dungeons and Dragons party. The main characters? Yes, all those vibes. So the story starts out with a knave, that's a thief, who goes on a heist and everything goes wrong. The biggest thing was causing a collapse in a very important building, but it was specifically about how the collapse happened. And everyone is pointing fingers at our main character, Kier. Even her closest friends. She ends up fleeing her guild in fear of guilt and fear, and she's able to stay out of the way for a while, but she eventually gets caught and picked up by castle guards. She's then taken prisoner. But due to her powers, the prince, Atlan, he sees potential in her, and he's able to strike a bargain with his mother, who's the queen, and basically say, hey, don't hurt her. I will help train her and help her use her powers. Like, let's figure out a way to make this work. Atlan sees something of himself in her. But besides Atlan seeing something of himself in Kier, he also needs her. He needs another magic user, someone else to study magic with him and help him understand what's happening in their world. There's all these blights that are happening and they're causing a great amount of harm to their people. Our other party that we have is Mothrill and Aurea. Aurea is a seer, and during her visions, she encounters a lot of physical accidents that end up leaving her with chronic pain. And this is all for the sake of protecting her people, supposedly, according to her father. And her father continuously reminds her of how important this sacrifice is. And after one failed attempt of escaping with her lady's maid, she's given a new protector, if you will. Here comes in Mothrill. He originally has been the clan's torturer. So this seems like a very brutal choice to be a protector or a guard. However, these two form an unlikely bond because, again, like I stated at the beginning of this video, you might have more in common with people who are different than you think. Through these different points of views, we realize that these characters actually have more in common than we think, and one of the biggest problems connecting them is the blights. The book is fast-paced, but also with cozy fantasy vibes. If you also enjoy riddles and poetry in your fantasy, then you're definitely going to enjoy this story as you go with the characters as they too, in turn, try to discover what all these things mean and understand what's happening in their world. This indie fantasy novel was written by my dear friend, Julia Greenshaw. This is her debut fantasy novel, and I'm so excited for her and so proud of her. I was there for some of the writing and the prehand, is that a word? In the, the drafts, if you will. Her and I have spent a few writing sessions together as I also work on my novel, and she's very talented, and I feel like she has so many stories to tell. You can check her out on Substack. She also puts poems up there, thought ramblings, and some things that are also connected to this world. So you can get even more things as she continues working on the second installment in this trilogy. I will have the link in the description below if you would like to check this out and support her. I feel like we definitely need to support more indie artists as much as we can. If you're looking for a new fantasy book to read, I hope you check this one out. See you in the next one.